dead and a man is in fair condition tonight after being hit by a car on a busy street in Columbia.
And police are now trying to track down the person they say is responsible. We first told you about this last night at 10 when the man and woman were struck on Range Line near Vandiver about 6:30. And now police say the person who caused the accident drove off.
ABC 17's Dan Messinio joins us now. And Dan, what leads do the cops have?
Dana, police just called me back and they said the investigation into this incident continues. They say they are looking for an unknown car. They say forced a car driven by a teenager off the road and into 52-year-old Michael Johnson and 44-year-old Diana Barney. Barney died of her injuries shortly after the crash. Police do not know anything about the car that caused this, and businesses in the area I spoke with today said investigators had been in contact with them looking for surveillance video. I talked to a couple of witnesses today who told me it was a difficult scene. This was the scene Howard Kernan came upon about 6:30 last night.
I ran across the road immediately to see if anybody was okay or what was going on.
Shortly before the crash, a Honda Civic driving northbound on Range Line came upon a vehicle heading south in the northbound lane. In order to avoid the vehicle driving in the wrong lane, officials say the driver of the Honda swerved out of the way.
I just looked up. I heard some tires squealing. I looked up, seen the car kind of swerving out of control when it came around, and seen her catch the people from behind, sort of.
Police say Johnson and Diana Barney were walking northbound on the side of the street.
I know by then people was already stopping and dialing 911. 3 or 4 people had their phones. So I came over and got a blanket and covered her up at least a little bit. And other than that, they got here pretty quickly, so.
Emergency crews rushed both people to the hospital. Barney was pronounced dead shortly after. Kernan, our witness, told me cars speed by on Range Line frequently. Another witness told me he was surprised to see people walking along the street since very few walk on that stretch of road.
Thank you, Dan. Police tell us speed, impairment, or inattention on the part of the driver of the Honda were not factors in the crash.
Well, after more rain